Hello teachers, and welcome to the tutorial for I Learn English for Math, Grade 1, Practical Activity 2, Flip and Compare. In this video, I'll guide you on how to present the lesson effectively, ensuring that your students are engaged and have an enjoyable learning experience. Here we go. The tutorial will be broken down into two main sections: materials and teaching procedures. First, let's go over the materials. For the teachers, there will be a PowerPoint, a lesson plan, and a teacher's package. Inside the package, you'll find an A1-sized template and magnetic cards. At the end of the lesson, please pack everything up and return it to your AO, because it will be reused for the other classes. The students will have their own template, but in A4 size, and will need to use glue to attach their cards to the worksheets. Two students will share one packet, which includes two worksheets like this, and one card template. Don't worry, everything you need will be provided by your AO. You are now looking at the signal slide for the second main part. The teaching procedures will be focusing on the topic, comparing within 10. We will cover 4 sections: warm-up, review, practical activity, and speak up. First, in terms of numbers, we recommend the song, the Numbers Freeze game. We hope it relates well to the topic. Remember to sing and dance with your students to engage them and create a positive atmosphere for the rest of the class. Remember, feel free to use your own warm-up activity if you think it suits your students better. This part should take around 2 to 3 minutes. Next, we will spend 10 minutes reviewing the target vocabulary and structures. This stage is divided into 2 parts: the vocabulary review and a practice task. Now, to review the vocabulary, you should spend around 4 minutes, ensuring you have enough time for the next part. While 4 minutes may seem short, avoid just having the students listen and repeat. Instead, ask them some questions to check their understanding and recall the previously learned words. During this part, use the main structures and the target language to guide their responses. For example, after asking, "What symbol is it?" your students will reply, "It's greater than," and then you can prompt them to use it in a sentence, such as 3 is greater than 2. Be sure to pay attention to the pronunciation and intonation. Alright, we have reviewed the vocabulary, and now we'll move on to a practice task, where the students can apply what they've learned through 10 questions. Feel free to modify your groupings or classroom setups. This means your students can participate individually or in groups. Let's see how it works. Display 2 numbers on the screen and ask the student to choose one of the 3 symbols, less than, greater than, or equal to compare the 2 numbers. Review the correct answer after the students make their choice. For example, 3 is greater than 2. A word points to the students who choose correctly. Have the student read the complete sentence. For example, 3 is greater than 2, like the example on the slide. Repeat this process for a total of 10 questions. Be sure to correct their pronunciation and intonation as well. Don't forget to encourage the students to participate actively and keep track of the time to ensure everything runs smoothly. And this section should last about 6 minutes. Now, we are gonna move on to the practical activity, flip and compare. This most important part will take around 15 minutes and cover 3 sections: materials, instructions, and product. First, let's check the materials to ensure that the students have everything they need before diving into the instructions. As mentioned earlier, the student will need the A4-sized templates that are provided by your AO and glue. Next, let's go through the instructions. There are 4 steps displayed with keywords to help you visualize the entire process. You can go over each step in detail with your students after this. For this project, you can use both the A1-sized template and a PowerPoint slide to explain the task to the students. After going through these steps, the students will have 10 minutes to complete the task. For step 1, 2 students will carefully remove the cards from the template and shuffle them. They will have 2 minutes to do this task, and you can click on Start to count down. Then, the students will divide the cards into 2 sets of 10 cards, with 1 set for each student. For step 3, student A and student B will each have their own worksheets. For each sentence, both students will pick a card from their sets, flip it, and stick it onto their worksheet like this. Please note that they can only stick the cards in the first column on the worksheet, and their partner will stick cards in the second one. Finally, after filling all the boxes on their worksheets with cards, they will compare and write math symbols as well as the words as displayed on the slide. Now, give them 10 minutes to complete the task. While they are doing their task, keep an eye on the classroom noise levels, encourage the participation, and provide support where needed. If the students can't finish the activity within the allotted time, don't worry. You have time to review and correct their work later. They can also take the worksheet home to complete it. If any students finish early, encourage them to help their classmates. Once the students have completed the activity, you can use your A1-sized template and let them practice more using the magnetic cards. This hands-on practice will help reinforce their learning. Next, show the recommended final product on the slide and review the target language. After this, I suppose your students will be ready for the final stage, Speak Up. The final stage is Speak Up, where the students will practice speaking based on the target language provided in the lesson. Encourage them to share their work with the class, guiding them to speak confidently and clearly. And that's all for today. Now it's time to tidy up, return the materials to the AO, and say goodbye to your students with this goodbye sound. And if you have any further questions or suggestions, please feel free to contact your AO. This is the tutorial for Island English for Math Practical Activity, and I'm Minh Anh from the Academic Specialist team. Thank you for your time.